So if you're a clothing brand owner, here's the best pieces of advice that I can possibly give to you that will allow you guys to not only start, scale, market, run ads, literally do everything you're trying to do. I'm gonna give you all that information in this one YouTube video right now. So let's jump into it. So the very first piece of advice that I will give to any clothing brand owner is understand that this thing is not gonna just explode overnight. Like, there is no way possible outside of you going viral and instantly doing a pre-order method and getting thousands of orders, right? Which is very, very slim chances. The best thing you could possibly do is look at things from a broad standpoint. We are in the time where people think that I have to have a successful brand, I have to have a successful business before I'm 21, before I'm 24, before I'm 25, before I'm 30. I gotta be a millionaire before I turn 25. Like, these are the wrong ways to think. And if you're doing business for that, then your business is gonna lack the creativity, but the scalability as well. When people create businesses and brands, they look at how can they make this the best thing in that market. Even if they aren't the top one right now, how can I differentiate myself? How can I make myself unique amongst all the other businesses, all the other brands, and all the other deliverables of these businesses as well? So the first thing I would tell you is be consistent with this. Like, if you're gonna wanna start a clothing brand or wanna start a business, put 2 feet in immediately, right out the gate, and understand and tell yourself this one thing: it's gonna take time. I'm not gonna expect to get 100,000 likes on my first post, or even on my 20th, or even on my 1000th post, right? I may not go viral for 2 years. Like, come to terms with those things, and it's gonna allow you to be a lot more humble, but the humility will sink in, and it's gonna allow you to really build that business the way that you want to build it, which is over the long term. The second thing for all clothing brand owners, I just did a video on bulk versus pre-order. Highly recommend you guys go check it out. However, the second best piece of advice that I would give you is to start with the pre-order method. Reason being is because you don't have to use a lot of money up front. So when you're starting your business, you may not have a bunch of capital, and even if you do, you don't want to risk a bunch of capital. So what I like to tell a lot of the business owners out there who are trying to start their brands or e-commerce brands, or if it's online, start with pre-orders. If you already have an audience, you have a couple thousand followers, even if you have 1,000 followers, pitch it to them first. Start posting content of your samples first and just see how it turns out for you. You may not need like all the extra stuff that you think you need. Really, if you have an iPhone that costs $1,000, you can make not only a photo shoot, but you can do a video shoot. You can do whole movies. You can literally do whole YouTube videos. Like, you can do everything with this small little device right here. And you might just need a couple different resources. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and tag some down below in the description, like different microphones, different cameras if you have the money for cameras and things like that. But if you don't want to start with all those things, your iPhone is just fine. It does not have to be perfect in the beginning, and it's never going to be perfect. What your goal is to start and keep doing what you're doing over a long period of time, right? And what you want to do is you want to constantly upgrade as you notice the minor things that you don't like about your brand, about your business. And you're doing this over a period of time. You want to have skin in the game before you can expect you in playing the game being one of the top 10 or one of the top 50 or top 100 or whatever it is, okay? The next thing I would tell you guys, which is number 3, is do not compete with all the other brands. If you look at your brand as being in competition with everybody else, then what's going to happen is you're going to lose that honor of just playing the game, of just building that business, of getting the message out there, of getting the brand out there. The problem is a lot of you guys are looking at everybody as competition, when in reality, everybody has different goals on what they do and what they business. And on top of that, people are dropping at different paces, right? Like, for certain pieces, I may drop faster than you. I may have more frequent stuff planned out over the next couple seasons. Like, people are doing things a lot different than how you're doing it. So you really got to look at your own lane and just think about, how can I be the best at what I do, the best at what I provide? How can I make the best quality? And then look at those brands as lessons. Like, okay, they rocking this and they dropping this. Okay, cool. I think I want to do something like that, but I want to put my own twist on. I want to do something like this, and then use that as creativity. Like, I heard this quote from Nipsey. He said, creativity and competition are direct opposites. And when you start trying to create competitively, the creativity loses that oomph, right? So you don't want to keep trying to do things like that. You want to build your brand based off your own creativity and the vision that you have for your brand, okay? The next thing I would tell you guys is have frequent photo shoots, okay? So this is number 4, have more photo shoots, okay? Again, if you're using your camera, go grab your mom, go grab your sister, go grab your cousin, a best friend, whoever it is, and have them take videos and pictures of you. You want to have multiple different variations of you either wearing it in a picture or wearing it in videos. And I would say as well, have different people wearing your stuff as well. So if you have like 3 or 4 friends, that's perfectly fine. Or even if you just have 2 friends that doesn't mind coming out on the weekend or coming out on a weekday and doing a video for you, absolutely do it. They don't have to be the best looking people. They don't have to have the best body. They don't have to have a huge amount of following, because what I've realized is that even if these people don't have these traits and qualities, guess what? If you post it at the right day and the right time and the right moment, it can pop off. And that's one of the best things about having a business, is that things can pop off at certain periods of time, but it's not going to do it right out the gate. Okay. The next thing is number 5. Highly suggest you guys posting more reels and TikToks. The reason being is because pictures are great on most platforms. However, so if you guys look at how the algorithms are actually working, it's working in favor of people who are creating more reels, more creative TikToks. And on top of that, focus on story, focus on marketing. Like, I've seen a couple different creators out there, and shout out to all of you guys who are doing it on TikTok, talking about the story of your brand, going behind the scenes of your brand, like showing people what's your next drop, getting feedback from people. That's how you actually build a brand that actually it has a community. Like, that's what having a brand is having a community of people that rock with your brand so much that they're willing to not only order from you once, but multiple different times. And that is one of your main focuses when you're creating your brand, is to get repeat customers. If you can find a way, because it is harder for you to sell to somebody who's just seeing your stuff for the first time ever than it is to sell to the person who's already bought something from you. They already have the experience. They know you're not a scam. They know that you give them good quality stuff, because if you didn't, they wouldn't buy again, right? Or you may have discounts to get them back in the door, right? Like, there's different ways to go about building your clientele, but you have to be strategic, right? Another tip, which is number 6, is I would definitely recommend, if you guys are going to be doing pop-up shops, get a dot card. Okay, a dot card is basically like a business card, but instead of giving people business cards, because if you give me a business card, I'm gonna throw it away. I promise you that. As you guys can see right here, this is a dot card. So what you can see on the back is you can literally scan this dot card, and it'll literally give the business's information or whoever's information that's on this dot card. Now, literally, I think it costs less than $30 for you to go ahead and grab one of these and sync your information into it. So I highly recommend that you guys go ahead and grab one of these. All right. With that being said, get a dot card, go to these pop-up shops, and make people follow your brand, but also at some point in time, message them after they follow you. So one thing that I haven't really heard anybody talk about is when you do these pop-up shops and people follow your brand, why don't you just DM them? Like, what else do you have to do? Obviously, you got to do the creative directing and things like that, and you got to go make some more content, but why not reach out to the people who were interested enough to follow you and tune into your content? Why not reach out and say, yo, I'll give you 15% off. I'll give you 20% off if you shop with us, right? Because you may not have the clientele yet, but for a lot of you out there, you understand that every order means something to you. So if that's the case for you right now, and you're not doing 10,000, 16,000, 20,000 a month right now, start from the bottom. Do the hard work first, and then over a period of time, it's gonna pay off, right? I tell people all the time, my stuff paid off from work that I did 5 years ago, and the work that I'm doing now is gonna pay off in the next 5 years. And if you keep looking at it with that mindset, you're gonna be a winner. A loser is only the person who quits. So if you quit, you're a loser automatically. But if you just keep going and you didn't make it yet, you're still a contender. You're still in the fight. You're still in the battle. You're still in the game. So don't quit. The next thing I was also say is, a lot of people have been asking me Facebook ads or Instagram ads or TikTok ads. Highly suggest you guys start checking out TikTok ads. I've been hearing a lot of great things about it. The difference between them really is the cost per lead, and the cost of the CPMs on TikTok ads is a little bit cheaper than Facebook ads right now. However, one of the best things I can tell you guys is a lot of the younger crowd is there. So if your clothing brand is more so geared to the younger audience and is more so style, fashion, like dope pieces where, you know, myself or somebody else would like to go out at night and go to the club and have a dope fit on. And like, if that's the type of fit that you're trying to put on or trying to put out there, then I will highly suggest that you guys go straight to TikTok. Now, obviously the older crowd is also there as well, but what I would suggest is if your brand is more so only for older people, then I will highly suggest going on Instagram and Facebook, but still running some TikTok ads. And the next tip is make sure that your marketing is on point and you understand who your audience is. It's going to be extremely hard for you to sell to a person when you think everybody is your audience. Everybody is not your audience. At the end of the day, I knew who my audience was. I knew that one love meant that you were sacrificing something for someone that you love. So I knew that I can include family. I can include people who love sports. Those are my people. And that's who I'm gearing things around, right? So if I do a photo shoot, a lot of the photo shoots we've done before been family orientated. But guess what? When we did photo shoots like that, those tended to be our best sales days, our best sales months. So for me, I understand who my audience is, but I also understand the branding enough to explain what my brand is so I can attract my audience. You don't get your audience by just saying, yo, this is who this is for. No, you get that audience by storytelling in ways that would attract those people to you, and you market in ways where it tells stories through content that will get them to come follow you and shop with your brand. Okay. okay? The next one is call to actions. Highly suggest that you guys start switching up your call to actions. Obviously, when you're making your content on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram and things like that, obviously getting people to engage and comment and share, those are very important. However, you always, in most of your videos, you want to have your call to action at the bottom. Shop now, link in our bio, DM us the word blank. So here's a gem. If you guys want to have a mini chat set up, that is basically like a bot where if somebody comments one love under one of our one love posts, then we're going to automatically DM them the link to our brand. So if somebody forgets to go click the link in the bio, but as long as they comment, since they're watching the video now, then they're automatically going to get the link to the brand. And that's one of the best ways to really get your brand in front of people immediately. And guess what? If they don't respond to it, you just message them again in like an hour or 2 hours or even a day later and just keep following up with it, okay? Next is going to be your email and text message marketing, okay? Phone numbers is the most important piece of data that you can possibly get. Those are going to be the people who tend to buy the most from you, but email marketing are the people who are going to buy over a long period of time. That's where a lot of your repeat customers are going to come from. So having that VIP list set up, Road and Vision does a great job. Shout out to my guys Marlon and Nick. They do a phenomenal job with their marketing and a phenomenal job with systematizing things. So make sure you guys go check them out. I actually have a video that's dropping with them fairly soon here, so make sure you guys go check that video out as well, okay? So I highly suggest that you guys use platforms like SMS Bump, Klaviyo, Active Campaign, whatever works best for you, or even, Shopify email marketing, whatever works best for you. I highly suggest that you guys start running some type of automations within those. So you want to have your abandoned cart series, you want to have your post-purchase sequences, you want to have all of those things set up. And if you don't know anything about those, you guys can go watch my AI video on how to use ChatGPT, and you can have ChatGPT build out those emails and those text messages for you. You can automate them through SMS Bump or automate them through Klaviyo, and you won't have to worry about those things and sending those things out. Next, making sure that you guys have a heat map on your website. The reason you want to have a heat map is because you want to be able to see exactly where people are clicking on your website and where they're spending the most of their time. The reason this is important is because it helps you optimize your website, and on top of that, it'll allow you to increase your conversion rate. So if you're noticing most people aren't scrolling down, well, why? Well, most people are clicking the menu bar. Okay, well, what are they clicking on when they click on the menu bar? Are they going to this collection? This is the most fire collection. Okay, well, maybe instead of doing that, what if that's just the first thing that they see when they come to the website? Will that increase my conversions? Like, this is different ways that you want to think about your website. How can I make it quicker and easier to shop now, right? Or to spend money with, okay? Which is the next step, making it easier for people to check out. Like, you don't need to have a whole bunch of stuff on your website. If you guys go check out the One Love website right now, we literally condensed a lot of the stuff that was on the website down to homepage. You click to go straight to a collection. As soon as you go to that collection, it's just the pieces, nothing extra, none of the extra stuff. And on top of that, it's just a lot easier and quicker for people to shop, okay? Next, if you have inventory that's just not moving, what I would suggest is you guys do like 30 to 40% off sales on your entire website, no code needed. The reason I suggest this is because a lot of people are going to come to your website and then they may forget the code, they may forget that there was even a code needed. And the best thing you can do is just automatically apply it. Yeah, you're going to lose out on a couple dollars, or you're going to lose out on some money, right? But the thing is you're moving the inventory. So when you're doing this strategy of just doing this 30 to 40 or 50% off, usually you want to save those higher ones for like Black Friday, Cyber Monday. And when you do those on Black Friday, Cyber Monday, your goal is to move old inventory. So for the next holiday or for the next season, you won't have to be sitting on a bunch of inventory. So if I have a crazy amount of inventory right now, I'll wait until the next holiday, have a 50% off sale, have everybody go crazy, but I'll move the stuff that I need to move first all the way to the front of the collections, to the front of the websites. And if you don't have an app to do that, there's one called Out of Stock Police, where you can reassign the inventory to certain places based off of sales, based off of what has the most clicks and things like that. So there's different ways to use it. Make sure you guys go check out. It's a Shopify app. So what you can do is you can literally take certain items, move them from the bottom of the collection all the way to the top within a click of a button. So it makes it a lot easier for you to just move things around. And if something goes out of stock, you can easily, which this is another tip, make sure you pay attention to items that are going out of stock if you're dropping frequently. The reason I say this is because if something is out of stock, let's say like for me, for example, I didn't know this before a week. I was wondering why our sales were low, and it was because we had 4 of our best items out of stock. Well, obviously, yeah, you got to go restock or you could do a pre-order on it, but we had other pieces still available. So what I did was I moved all of the out of stock stuff all the way to the bottom of the collections, and I moved the stuff that was in stock to the top. So more people were looking at the stuff that were in stock, and then as they scroll down, they notice it's not in there, or those things are out of stock, so they can't get them anyway. So now they just go back to the top and they buy those. So this is a good way to filter how you're currently doing things, okay? The next thing I would definitely say is, I've learned this myself, plan for seasons ahead. If you're in summer right now, start planning for the next season. If you're in winter, start planning for the next season. Do your collections and your drops now, but have the next season planned out and have drop dates. So this is something that I've learned and that we're implementing into my business because because we're constantly learning. But I personally believe that if you're a little bit more organized with your drops, then your drops are going to be a little bit more successful, and your marketing behind it and how you have your photo shoots and everything set up is going to be a lot easier and more successful to actually execute on, instead of randomly doing things and things like that. Okay, so these are some of the biggest tips that I can give to clothing brand owners out there. I know it's a lot. Another really big one is make sure you guys are shipping things out on time. Make sure you have those cards in there that have just different discount codes in there. If you don't have a Shopify app that will allow you to make shipping easier for yourself, check out Pirate Ship or ShipStation. Those are some of my favorites right there. Also, on top of that, make sure you guys are marketing to as many people as you can on TikTok, creating as much content as humanly possible. Other than that, if you guys are looking for more information, more game, and you want to come and be a part of my inner circle, my inner group, make sure you guys go check out Limitless Investments. It is the #1 clothing brand Discord server with over 9,300 members in there currently. So make sure you guys scroll down, click the link in my bio, and make sure you guys go jump in, and I will see you guys on the other side of Limitless Investments in one of our classes that we have. So it's your boy Dantes Akram, aka The Real Tez. Make sure you guys smash the subscribe button, hit that like button, turn on that notification bell. We post every Tuesday, Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, and I would hate for you to miss the next post. All right, so I want to see you guys there, and I love you guys, and I appreciate you. Peace out.